Welcome to the Raps Drinking with the Stars at the Toronto International Film Festival, presented by SodaStream. I'm Jeff Snyder, film reporter for TheWrap.com, and we're here with Chris Evans, the director, producer, and star of Before We Go. I'm from the Boston area. I know you grew up in Sudbury.
Let's do it. Yeah, you're a Needham guy, right?
Exactly. So, I remember my mom came down. She had, was reading the Boston Globe.
This
She's
is
like,
going to
this
be
local
bull. I'm
boy.
not going to buy this at all. When was this?
I was probably in high school, 16, 17. So you were probably fresh out of high school when you first got Not Another Teen Movie, right?
Yeah.
What was that first feeling like where you're like, I made it. I got into a Hollywood movie?
Well, I don't know if I made it. The movie had me stick a banana in my ass. It wasn't exactly some highbrow art.
But it got your foot in the door.
Sure, absolutely. I was thrilled, you know what I mean? But my buddies were still giving me a lot of crap and calling me a terrible actor and things like that. But that's the best thing about Boston. They keep you humble.
Now, did you grow up, doing theater and local theater, stuff like that?
Yeah. I grew up on the stage,
Okay.
That's doing, local theater. I did theater in high school. I went to acting camp. That doesn't tell you a little bit about me. We were always doing plays, my brothers and sisters and I.
I wanted to ask you, not necessarily about Avengers or Captain America or anything, but Michael B. Jordan's is inheriting your Johnny Storm role. Did he reach out to you for any advice?
I ran into him at a party a little bit before he had to go off to start shooting it, and he's just such a nice guy and such a cool guy, and it's I don't know, I'm almost excited to see what the next guy is going to do. I think it would be worse if the guy working on the job you weren't so confident in. You almost feel like the character might be kind of dragged through the mud or something. But he's so good, and he's going to make it phenomenal. So I just said it's a fun character. So I just said have fun with it.
Absolutely. But what's your take on colorblind casting? I remember before you got cast as Captain America, I did an article saying Marvel should consider Anthony Mackie for the role. America's a melting pot.
You son of a bitch.
Why not give it a shot? And then they ended up casting him in the sequel. Do you feel like Hollywood should be more open to that kind of stuff and experimentation?
Absolutely. I think Hollywood is pretty open to that stuff. I think Hollywood always tries to roll the dice and push the envelope, but anytime you do something like that, you're gonna have a divided response. But I'm all for artistic expression and risk taking and shaking things up.
Okay. Now, last night, NFL season kicked off.
Yeah, it did.
I skipped the
Life is good.
I skipped the opening night movie. I'm guilty. Don't tell Robert. But I had to watch the Seahawks Packers game.
Oh, was that last night? Was the judge last night?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You gotta try and see that.
I heard good things.
I want to see that.
So, Patriots.
Yeah.
Are we going to be wicked pissed at this year or what?
We're going to be amazing. Tom Brady for president. I took him first in my fantasy league, which everyone gives me
nice.
a lot of hard times for.
Sure.
But who cares? It's worth it.
I agree. You feel like do you do fantasy? So you do fantasy?
Oh yeah.
Okay. One team, or are you juggling multiples?
No, usually I did multiples in the past, and it's just too difficult because if you have a bad first 4 games in the season, you just abandon a couple. So no, I take one team and I make it my everything.
Now, do you play any sports at all? You got to keep in shape somehow.
Yeah, it's tricky. You growing up, it was a big part of my life, but now with the Marvel contract and just the difficulty just standing up from a sitting position.
Right.
You're like, you know what, I'm not trying to end up tearing an ACL, so I'm going to take it easy a little bit.